Welcome to the Fleet Geeks podcast. We're here to help develop fleet and transport professionals. Do you want to progress and develop your skills and knowledge? We promise to bring lively conversation and debate around interesting issues and keep you bang up to date with changes in our awesome industry. The Fleet Geeks are a community of professionals, and if you enjoy the podcast, why not join the discussion for free in the Fleet Geek community over on Facebook. Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Fleet Geeks podcast. And today's episode is about transport managers. We need holidays too. So absolutely vital. We need holidays too. How many of you as transport managers, and I'm interested in the comments, how many transport managers either don't take their holiday or go on holiday and take their laptop with them and continue to run their fleets abroad? I know many of you are going to go, it's okay for you, Pete. But I must say, I'm a big advocate for making sure that we need a holiday. We have to have them. It's absolutely vital. So, I imagine you've been there, right? You've tried to be sunbathing. You've tried to have some time with the kids and your phone just doesn't stop pinging with missed deliveries, drivers wanting information. Absolute disaster. And I've been there. I've done it. I've tried to go on holiday before and try to continue to run the business and try to continue to run a fleet operation. And, we just need to be able to take a proper break without the wheels falling off. So this is absolutely vital. And I think that holidays are really important. Burnout is a real thing. And, no matter how much of a superhero you think you are, we all need to make sure we have that downtime. And I recommend at least, obviously, most companies will get at least 4 weeks a year. And I recommend that at least you try and have a 2-week block at any point just to reset. I think from a mental health well-being perspective, trying to reduce burnout, I think it's absolutely vital. So that's my recommendation. And you need to be able to have a holiday. And if you can't go on holiday, then I would argue that there's probably something going wrong with your operation potentially. So I think, we enforce breaks on drivers based on tiredness. And I think overall, tired leaders, tired business owners, tired transport managers make bad decisions. I think it's your responsibility, not a luxury, to make sure that you have a break. Make sure that you have a proper holiday. So how do you plan it like a pro? Well, you need to start early. I think I'm recording this mid-July and it will probably come out during August. So it might be a bit late for you this time, but it's important to make sure you plan your holiday in good time, 2 to 3 months out, ideally. And ideally, where possible, plan it around quiet periods. If you're a ridiculously busy transport operation that is ridiculous during the summer or during December, then obviously avoid those times. But make sure you book your holiday at the most convenient time possible for the organisation. That's a real given. It's not going to be ideal having a big holiday when things are going off and things are at their busiest. And the next step, so that's the first step, start early, plan early, make sure you plan it at a good time for the organization. Make sure you know what your strategy is going to be. The second one is to delegate like a boss. So you need to identify who your cover is going to be, whether it's someone internal or potentially external. We need to make sure who they are and make sure they're well briefed, not just on the tasks, but also the risks and the decision-making processes and the escalation points. And I actually think making sure that we have that list of what ifs and risks and escalation points, having that process, really, really useful, I think, and actually helps you make sure that you can delegate. And many transport managers won't be that organized. They just take it all on and wear it like a badge of honor and do it all themselves. And I'm telling you that it's important to make sure you involve other people in your operation. The third step is around documenting everything. So making sure you've got handovers, contact lists, key deadlines, live issues. Make sure you've got those really, really clear. Handovers, contact lists, key deadlines, and live issues. Make sure you know what they are. Make sure you've documented them and they're part of that handover process. The second step is to create a holiday handover pack. We could create a template, for example, if you wanted to, but a holiday handover pack would be really, really useful. The fourth step is around making sure you use the tech that's available. So scheduling comms, pre-authorizing decisions, using tracking and reporting tools that can give visibility without your presence. So make sure the more digital you make this stuff, the easier it makes for someone else to pick it up. Okay. So once you've done all those 4 things and you've ticked all those boxes and done a really good quality holiday handover process, the next step is to actually switch off. So make sure you set boundaries about who can contact you and when, if at all. Make sure you turn off your notifications. And I mean, I'm serious, like turn off your notifications.
Hi, I'm Shani from Flagship Partners. We're proud to sponsor the Fleet Geeks podcast, your go-to source for all things fleet management. If you're looking for expert advice or high-quality training for your fleet business, make Flagship Partners your first choice. We're also thrilled to announce the launch of our Fleet Academy, designed to support and develop future fleet leaders through expert-led and career-focused training. Our offering includes fully accredited courses such as the Transport Manager CPC training, CPC refresher courses, OLAC training, plus ongoing mentoring, support and professional development beyond the qualification. Our vision is simple: to develop elite fleet professionals who drive excellence across the industry. Let's shape the future of our fleet management together.
Delete the Outlook app from your mobile, for example. Don't take your laptop. You need to give cover your full ownership and don't undermine them whilst you're abroad. Like, it's really, really important. Whoever's covering you, they're in charge. Don't undermine them whilst you're abroad. If needed, communicate to the team that you trust them to manage things in your absence. And it's on them. They're not to undermine them by going to you. One of the suggestions that I thought about was to actually do a practice run. So like, this might just be at the moment, if you're struggling to go on holiday and next year you want to really go on holiday, between now and then, how about having mini test runs? For example, a day or 2 days here and there at a time. Just test it out, see if the system works or not, see what goes wrong. Because the thing is it's inevitable. I'm not telling you, if you're shouting at this podcast going, I can't take a holiday off because things are going to go wrong, they are going to go wrong, right? Because that's what happens. Your organization needs to be resilient enough so that it isn't reliant on one person. If your organization is reliant on you as a transport manager and you're the only person that can do it, and your organization cannot survive for 2 weeks without your input, you've not got a resilient organization. That hit home, right? So it's really, really important, whether you agree with me or not. I think it's important you switch off. It's important you have a process. It's important you have somebody to cover for you. It's important that those things happen. And schedule mini test runs. So a couple of days here and there. If you're going away for 2 weeks, start off with a few days, start off with a week. Practice this stuff, but make sure you really build it in as part of your overall operation. I think it's absolutely vital. And then the fourth step is around what to do when you get back. So have a buffer when you return. Don't dive straight back in immediately. Don't dive straight back into meetings. Make sure you give yourself a couple of days buffer. Put your out of office on for an extra day or two to enable you to really catch up and get to grips with stuff. Make sure you have a debrief with whoever covered you. What went well, what didn't? What do we need to do better for next time? What's the learnings for next time? And use it as an opportunity to improve systems. Where were we too dependent on me? Where did things go wrong? Where were we too dependent on me? And that's a really good question to ask, because that then gives you scope for your next holiday. So I'm here to encourage you. Book that break now if you haven't already. Make sure you're having a holiday. The Fleet Geeks community is here. We can support each other. It's important we take care of ourselves. Okay. And, maybe, share your checklist with the community. How do you go on holiday? I'm really interested. If you're listening to this going, Pete, I've got this all sorted. I've got it all under wraps. And this is how I go on holiday. Share it in the community. Share it in the Facebook group. But if you're one of these transport managers who doesn't get to go on holiday or doesn't get to switch off or takes their laptop with them, spend some time thinking about why that is. Why is it that you have to take your laptop on holiday? Why is there not a process for you to get some support? Cool. I hope this has been a useful and interesting episode of the Fleet Geeks podcast. I'm interested to see how you take holiday, what you do. Do you just down tools and not worry if something goes wrong? But either way, I'm interested to hear how you process this and how you do it. It's been fantastic chatting, and I hope you have a lovely day. Enjoy the podcast and have a lovely break when you've managed to go on holiday. I hope you have a really lovely time. Chill out, enjoy it, explore, go somewhere new, go somewhere hot, go somewhere cold, wherever it is, but explore, enjoy, and forget about work for a week or two. It's an important thing to do. Catch you soon. Bye-bye.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please share with your friends and colleagues too. Join us for free on Facebook with the Fleet Geeks community for transport and fleet managers. Fleet Geeks offers ongoing professional development, networking and mentoring too. So get in touch with me, Pete Rushmer, on any social media platform to find out more.